We have nothing on our screen here. Okay, there we go. Hey, we're back. We're getting ready to kick off our live feed for the second half of the day. Again, today is Friday, so we're doing side-by-side stock. We're doing side-by-side UTV Unlimited, and then bin class, which is a good time. So we're wrapping up our lunch break / snacky snacks. Me and Bree. Oh, yeah. Bree just pulled out some homemade Grandma's chocolate chip cookies, which I mentioned on a live feed later after that.
I had some left in the freezer that I was like, oh, Matt will like
Oh,
it.
yeah. Chocolate chip cookies are probably my favorite cookie, and homemade chocolate chip cookies are probably my favorite, type of cookie, chocolate chip cookie. So it's pretty awesome.
Y'all, I promise we're not going to always talk about food.
Yeah. So we're finishing our lunch here. Me and Bree got just enough time to run over and grab some warm clothes. So that's good times. I got the fish. Bree got a hamburger.
I'm sure you guys were dying to know.
Yeah. They want to know.
All right, we have a couple. We had a couple pokey little drivers on the hill checking things out still, so we are getting them all herded back down to the pits.
That's a great word, herded.
And when I say we, really, I mean like Garion and
Zach.
They're too far away for us to yell at them, so we don't have to play.
Well, we could, but they wouldn't. Yeah.
It'd be pointless.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kenneth Cozine. You might see him down there. Oh, well, not anymore. He is he's helping out down at the starting line today.
The fish is really crunchy. Uh-huh. Tell Clyde, yes, we're always ready.
We're so ready. All right, Clint Garrison is on the line and starting things off for us in the Rock Life UTV stock class, round 2.
Getting Clint was pretty quick our first time. Running the 427. 427.
Yay, you got it.
No. Where'd our smart car go? Did Zach take off in it?
What is hanging off the back?
I don't know.
No, I can't see clearly enough, but something's. What is that?
Looks like a fuel filler neck or something. Good news is I grabbed my sunglasses this morning because I haven't needed those at all.
66.879.
He said, "Is the feet down?" As you can see, we're slightly more bundled up. A little breezy out here today. Getting the great shot of that hillside live action. You can see your breath. How's your hot chocolate over there, Bree?
It's hot, very hot.
Experienced driver made it back safe and sound. I mean, I don't like to brag. I'd like to also thank Zach for sponsoring our lunch break.
Matt drove us over. And at Wildcat, the check-in area and RV and parking and all that is actually across the road from the actual trails and the race area. Yeah. So we made a quick dash to the RV for long johns and coveralls and all that.
All the good stuff.
And some food.
And we borrowed.
Matt drove the smart car.
We borrowed Clyde's / now Zach's smart car. Brian Hamby taking up the line. Clyde bought it, but apparently Zach is buying it from him. So, You can hear that? That's awesome. Oh, yeah. That's hilarious.
All right, Brian was one of our did we have 6 rollovers so far today, or was it 5?
5, I think.
Brian, unfortunately, was one of those on course 1. Just a nice, easy tip over. So hopefully he'll get a finish here out of course 2.
Again, which is so funny, too, like a non-off-road person. They're like, oh, he rolled over. And do it like an off-road person. Like, yeah, it was just an easy flop.
Fine.
It's just a flop.
No big deal. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Awesome. And that was Brian Hamby who just ran.
66.434. We've had a lot of 63s and 66s today, and point.
What was this time?
60-somethings.
66 what?
66.434. Clint Garrison just ran a 66.8.
That was our 2 times.
We had 3 63s on hill 1, a 66. Say this hill is solidly in the 1 minute range.
Yeah, yeah, right, yeah.
Just over.
Just over a hair over a minute.
We'll call it a 1 minute hill.
Which is, again, that's a fun course. Like if you're getting to fully race, like up and downhill, round corners, right, left, do some jumps, all for about a minute. That's a good time in a side by side.
All right, Jay Stewart's.
Again, Jay was out there killing it this morning. Okay. That looks amazing, by the way. Yes.
Oh, and he did get a flag there.
That stinks. See what Jay's time's going to be.
63.071. Oh, look, another 63.
Yeah. I don't think that's 63.
Are we not doing flag penalties?
I don't think Clyde knew he had a flag. I'm
we'll,
sure that.
We'll check on that.
I'm sure that was the 63. Okay. Okay.
So that flag actually was supposed to be moved for course 2. So thanks for the reminder, Jay.
Yeah.
And Bill is going to run out and take care of that real quick.
Yeah, it was great. You always see like your newscasters just pause momentarily. It's because Clyde was in our ear saying he announced at the drivers' meeting that he was going to move that flag and let everybody know that he was going to move that. Are you okay?
Oh my gosh!
You want to come my way a little bit?
What is happening? Okay.
There we go. Yeah, Clyde said he announced in the drivers' meeting he was going to move it. So he said he did bump it, he did knock it over, which would not be a point penalty. Usually, Justin Holback defines it as a 45-degree angle. If you just bump it, it kind of wiggles a little bit. They don't really count you off, especially because sometimes we'll have loose dirt or big rocks near a flag. So if you were to move loose dirt or rocks near a flag, it might cause the flag to wiggle but not necessarily go over. Usually it's pretty apparent if you run over a flag. I've ran over a few in my day. You know? I've wiped out a few. I mean, it's not like I've ran over a camera system or anything. Not a camera. What was it? Timing system. It's not like I ran over a timing system at all. Yeah, tripod. Yeah.
All right, here's Justin Hoback. Zach is literally driving the smart car around while he's talking on the microphone, just so everybody at home knows. Billy, top 3 for the Rock Life stock class from course 1 was Cody Kaysen, then Brandon Davis, then Casey Howell. Right now, Justin Hoback is out on the course.
In that big full body 4-seater class, he took first place in Texas App.
Bertha. 2-ton Tessie.
2-ton Tessie.
We'll call her Tess. Suppose we could let Justin have some say in it.
Yeah. We'll see. That's kind of true. But the car's a little different because usually you name your car. Get her done. Jed Harper jumping in there. What's up, Nathan Grant?
62.873 was Justin's time. Fastest one so far.
Billy McGrath, what's up, buddy? Tanya Brown jumping in there.
Austin Connell on the line again. Austin also one of our rollovers from course 1.
Still smoking.
Still a lot of smoke coming out of there.
But you know what? Sometimes if you mix your fuel and your gas a little bit, I know some guys back home, there's a lot of guys who race demolition derby, and they'll mix in some oil with their gas. That way it helps lubricate the cylinders in case the engine starts getting hot. So that could be a special mixture we don't know about.
Just now? Oh my goodness, this wind is just rambunctious today.
I didn't know anything, guys. Thanks.
Hey, we thought you'd announce from the car, just drive around, you know.
Oh, I totally will. Yeah, I should. That's a good idea. I don't want to block this road. I can pull up like this, though. If I thought I could make that jump with it,
Zach, he's hitting the VIN class with it.
oh, yeah. It does not get around good. You can tell when you turn and go up the hill in the gravel and the downshift.
73.255. Glad to see some of our drivers that had those unfortunate rollovers on course 1 being able to complete course 2 now and get themselves a time and some points for the day.
See a great shot of our starting lineup there.
Dan Carter on the line now, catching up with Jody a little bit while we made our lunch run. Whoa, son, you just about dumped all that.
Yeah.
All for that.
Oops.
Come on, Dan. Taylor, why you gotta do?
Yeah, I think there.
Why you gotta do that to us? I'm not. I'm done.
Tell him I know. Tell him we'll fix that later. Dan Carter out there for that Rock Life group getting it. Dan does a ton of racing on these weekends where he races 3 classes. Ooh! Come on!
And
Dang
he was
it.
just at a different event last weekend.
Yeah.
I know he ended up on the podium there.
Yeah. I saw getting that laying down in front of the
Something
car.
about Talladega?
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
I saw Talladega in there.
There were a whole lot of events going on over the past 2 weekends.
There is. I was telling somebody, starting 2 weekends ago, 26 of the next 30 weekends, I'm out of the state of Illinois.
78.494.
Again, that's moving. Again, you can see a great shot of that course behind us, which you'll see some bouncers, banging around on tomorrow Again, Clyde said this is going to be one of the longest rock bouncer courses ever, so I'm excited to
Are
see
you
what
ready?
he has. I am. I'm kind of excited.
What's up, Nathaniel? Happy Friday to you, too.
Okay.
All right, here goes Cameron Zollers. Trying to win those dollars. Yeah? No?
I like it.
All right. Pretty sure there's dollar signs on the side of it.
Oh, my gosh. Taylor found a Mountain Dew can, so for the last 2 weekends all I've heard is, oh, Matt, you left a Mountain Dew can in here.
Look, I'm just glad I'm not the only one that cleans up the trailer anymore.
Oh, dude. We had, Zaylee was chipping dirt out of it last weekend. Getting it. Almost out the top.
Another good moment to give a nice shout out to all of the EMS and safety volunteers that are out here this weekend. 71.085 for Cameron Zollers. That means Daniel Heckley should be on the line. Oh my gosh.
What?
That's like the fourth time.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Yeah. It is or is not? Whose?
All right, Daniel. Look at those nice headshots
I know.
and name banners across the bottom.
I love it.
Looks so legit. If y'all are just joining us for the afternoon, you're watching Hillside Live with Bree and Matt at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Bernstadt, Windytown, Kentucky.
Yes. I love that you can hear the wind blowing in your microphone in the background.
It's like knocking boxes over here. Just hang on to the Red Bull and hot chocolate. And this is the Northern Series, race number 2 so far for the season. You're watching Daniel Heckley on your screen. We're on course 2 for the Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class. .240. You know what? Justin Hoback is still in the lead.
Kicking it.
With, what did I name it? 2-ton Tessie?
And a big full-body chassis. I love it. 4-seater.
With the 4-seater with a 62.8. Then Jay Storts with a 63. And now Daniel Heckley are behind him with a 65. Zach Smith on the course now. We love having so many new drivers out here with us this weekend. This is the biggest stock class that we've ever had. A lot of new names and faces in the drivers meeting. Unfortunately, so many new ones that we're not able to go around and interview and get to know all of our new drivers like we'd like to. But hopefully if they continue to race with us, we'll be able to do that and bring you guys some fun details on them.
Again,
That's a
67.557 for Zach Smith.
557.
I was trying to type and do something else. What was it?
67.557.
557. Okay.
All right, there's our leaderboard.
Awesome, and that's your top 8. That's top 9. So, again, Justin Holback, like you talked about, in that full body, which I love to see a 4-seater on the top of the podium right now, just because it shows literally on any given day, anybody's rig can win. I love seeing that. Jay Storts, again, we talked about him and Daniel Heckley, who's sitting in 3rd. We talked about those guys. The first race didn't go so well, so it's great to see those guys getting a lot faster. Seeing getting in there, having fun with the stock class. Brian Hamby sitting in 4th, Clint Garrison in 5th. 427. Zach Smith, Cameron Zollers, Austin Cornell, and then Dan Carter. That's your top 9 currently. For this is, for, again, unofficial for the second course. So we have to average over those points and figure out where our podium's going to be at for the day. But so far, we're about we're not quite halfway done with the stock class. It's great to see that many guys. You can see about 5 of them lined up down the starting line down there. So it's always cool to see them all lined up ready to go. And the stock class is a lot of fun. It's, you know, again, you can see there's 4 of them lined up right there in a row ready to go. So.
And there's a nice row,
yeah.
a nice shot of the flags,
Yeah.
all lined up in a row.
Watching our stock rig. That's the he's currently sitting 3rd. That's one of Bill's buddies.
John Russell, I believe.
Coming up to the driving by the production trailer. Look at hyperactive rock bouncer in the background. Woo-woo. There you go.
Matt, what was the number on Clint's buggy?
427.
Proud of you.
Yeah, I should
You're
say.
like Dory
he
from
would really
Finding
flip.
Nemo. P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. I remembered it again. 427. I remembered it again.
That is a really cute movie. He's like, "Are you my dad?" He's like, No.
All right, Kylie Carroll. So I mentioned just a minute ago we had so many new drivers that we hadn't gotten a chance to talk with all of them yet, but Matt did get to talk to Miss Kylie this morning. And for those who weren't watching earlier during Kylie's first run,
yes.
Matt, why don't you give us some of the highlights, what you learned about her?
I just, you know, and again, like I am a racer in the sport. I get to do commentary. I love doing that. But first and foremost, I'm kind of just a big Goober fan. So I love going and meeting people in the pits. I love hanging out with people. So as a driver's meeting, I saw somebody that didn't recognize their face, and they had a race suit on. So I said, "Hey, are you racing?" And she said, "Sure." She raced with us at Windrock. That was her first race ever. She raced her dad's X3. Later that weekend, they were out trail riding and crashed it. So now she's racing her Polaris Razor. I said, "Well, if you've already wadded up an X3 there, you're like a pro then." You're like, you know, like she started laughing. So this is her second time racing. She watched us at finals last year and said, "Hey, that looks like fun. Let's do it." Showed up. She's 14 years old. She's a freshman in high school and plays in the marching band, plays the flute. She drew number 1 for our race today. So today on the second course, she's going in the middle of the pack. She also likes dinosaurs as well. So she said the Stegosaurus, which is the spiny-looking one. I said, "Which one's that again?" She said, "That's the spiny-looking one." And the T-Rex are her 2 favorites. And she's from Summertown, Tennessee. So her uncle Jerry runs Jerry Rigged. It used to be the old Timmy Chuck Racing.
Looks like she's having a little trouble out there. Matt, I love that you learned all of that just during a little conversation during the driver's meeting today. I honestly do not normally think to ask people what their favorite dinosaur is.
Well,
so I'm going to have to add that to my list of interview questions.
To back up, I did not ask her what her favorite dinosaur is. I said, "Well, what are some of your hobbies? What are your interests?"
Okay.
And her mom was next to her and said, "She likes dinosaurs." And I was like, "Oh, really?" Like, that's a great fun fact.
Still, I'm going to start asking people.
It was awesome.
And if you could choose a favorite dinosaur.
Well, she said she likes dinosaurs, and my immediate first question was, "Well, what's your favorite?" Like,
118.260 for Miss Kylie Carroll. Glad to have her back out here racing with us again today. Oh, no.
I know.
Do you see that?
It's crazy.
I just had to take evasive maneuvers from a giant dust cloud.
Yeah.
No.
Wonder what she broke. Well, she's driving, it looks like.
So we were hearing that she might have broken something and needs some recovery off the hill, but it looks like maybe she's going to be able to drive it off. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
At least she was able to drive it out of the exit area of the off-road course. So, again, like I said, her uncle's Jerry. He'll be racing with us tomorrow. Racing the jerry-rigged. Tim Bacon. What's up, Tim Bacon? Tuning in. Tim is one of our racers as well, part of that whole Bacon crew, along with the Bacon Bits.
The Bacon Bits.
So they do quite a bit. I know they all are building some new chassis. They got some new modifications going to rigs. I keep asking Tim, like, "Well, bro, what's the inside deal? Like, what's going on?" He said, "I can't be telling you all our secrets, Matt."
Ask him what his favorite dinosaur is.
Yeah, hey Tim, what's your favorite dinosaur? He's gonna be like, "You're an idiot."
Maybe he'll answer that.
Yeah, he's already a man of few words anyway, so it's very comical. So, yeah, hey Tim, what's
He
your?
would probably just look at you like
He would. He'd be like, "You're an
you
idiot."
totally stump
Yeah,
everybody with that question.
I'm gonna start asking that from now on. So what's your favorite dinosaur?
Every time a driver comes up here,
Hey, great run today.
Before we start, we need to know.
Immediately, just to throw them off. Like, hey, that was a great run today. What's your favorite dinosaur? They're like, like, I think
They'll never want to come talk to us.
they really won't. I think the T-Rex is going to be probably a huge popular one.
It's a classic.
You know,
All right, Cody Kaysen out on the course now. Cody, one of the Kaysen brothers, and I would say one of the favorites so far for this season. He put a whooping down on everybody in Texas.
he definitely puts it down. He was
Last
racing
month, whenever that was.
Was he RS1 in Texas?
Yes, he was in
Okay.
the RS1.
So racing a Razor this weekend.
His brother Clay races in the Unlimited class, also doing well for himself there. Gonna be interesting to see what these guys can do. Now, they raced with us a couple times last year. Nice little wheelie around the corner there. But they are signed up as season drivers this year. So we'll be seeing them out here consistently. Man, he is getting after it out there all over the hill.
It's great to see a lot of younger drivers hopping in, too. You know, we have a pretty good pack of young guys in here. Some are racing stock, some are racing Cup Series, so. Ooh.
5.8.443. That is your new fastest time right now on course 2. That moves Justin Hoback down to second.
There we go. That's your leaderboard there.
And then Jay Stort's down to third.
Again, that was a smoking time by Cody Kaysen coming up through there. Again, like I said, we have a handful of younger drivers out really trying to do big things, and it's really great to see all these young guys getting out here. Again, some are in stock class, some will be in the Cup Series, but it's always cool to see them out having a good time. And Justin's still holding on to second place on that second course. Again, in a full body. We're talking four-seater.
Four-seater
like
full body.
Cooler strapped in the back, like ready to go. So definitely cool to see that.
Don't be hating on the four-seaters.
I'm not. I'm so appreciative. It's super cool to see a guy out in a full-seater, four-seater, full body out there. Just and he'll be in tomorrow. Probably his wife will be out there with the kids. Hanging out, having a good time. So Justin again does a lot with our RC group. So a huge shout out to him for helping get a lot of that organized and set up. And it was funny because he was doing the announcing for the award ceremony for the RC class at Windrock, and he goes, "Hey, you got to do this one." Hands the microphone to me. He goes, "It might look weird." And I look down, it's his name.
Oh.
Especially when you're handing a
I
big.
would like to give this award to myself.
And since they have a big handful of cash going to the drivers, it looks even a little more suspicious. So his wife goes, "No, I'll hang on to that. Thank you." He's like, "Baby, that's mine." He's like, "Nah, it's cool."
This is Braden Upchurch out on the course. There is some debate as to whether it's Braden or Brandon. Just going to be up front with you guys. Mr. Upchurch.
So if you have really sloppy handwriting, that's a passable answer,
My list says Braden. Radio chatter says Brandon.
What's up, William Stewart? Austin said, "Get your camera ready. He's going to put a wheel in on this with his bestie Martin on hill 2.
A whooping.
Where's the Godfather Bobby Tanner? Well, you see what happened was he did a little damage. By little damage, I mean like the whole top half of the buggy got squished at Dyersburg last year. So
72.004 for Mr. Upchurch.
So whenever Bobby gets his rig put back together, chopped up and fixed and put back together, he'll be back out racing with us later this year, I'm sure.
I think Bobby was.
They
got a lot of family.
He is.
A lot of grandkids being added to the family in the last couple years.
Yeah. And he's been at a few of the races, just didn't bring the buggy out. So that's always kind of cool to see. And again, have him on the hill, run around, helping flip guys over. Bobby's usually in the cab before you're done rolling. He's like, "You okay, Matt?" I'm like, "Okay." Like,
how'd you get over here?
Yeah,
so
it's
fast?
creepy.
All right, this is Scotty Harden.
Ethan Martin, what's up, buddy? Got that tunnel vision side by side. They got stolen, and the trailer.
That is so
And
sad.
he said they haven't recovered anything
That
yet.
makes me so mad
He's
for
like,
them.
it sucked. And the worst part was, so for those of you who know, Ethan Martin had a truck and trailer and all his rigs in there, and they stole it. So he said, we had just ordered that trailer and got it all set up, too, which is the part that sucks. Like, it had only been in, 3 races. So,
That's a big hit. I mean, that's a lot of expensive.
yeah, I'm sure insurance was
Stuff
thrilled
to
when they
leave.
got that report for, hey, I need a truck, a trailer, and a couple side-by-sides and tools and parts. And
Well, and most of these one-off vehicles out here, you can't
Yeah.
insure.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Scotty is hauling right now. He just basically launched in the air after coming off that last jump. Come on, Scotty.
There it is.
There we go.
Six 5.872.
Got Nick Johnson coming to the line down there. Cassie Stewart. I think the whole Stewart family's in here. I see William in here. Cassie's in here. I say William won King Hammers a few years ago, 2019, I think, in his Going Postal rig.
Shootout?
Yeah, I heard he sold it. I heard somebody else is going to start doing a little playing with it. I'm sure he'll have some trail rigs soon, though.
All right, this is Nick Johnson out on the course. If you're wondering where we are and what you're watching right now, we are in Wildcat, Kentucky, or Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Bernstadt, Kentucky. Let me rephrase that. And you are watching the Northern Rock Racing Series, round 2 so far for the season. This is the Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class. We have about 6 or so drivers left to go. And this is course 2, so this will complete the stock class racing for the weekend. So far for course 2, Cody Kaysen is in the lead with a 58.
Peter Basil, my dog. He jumped in and said, Velociraptor. That's my favorite.
73.623.
What was his time?
73.623 for Nick Johnson.
2.
Speaking of having all the stewards watching right now, looks like Martin's down on the starting line.
Got Martin Stewart on the line. Again, I know we got some family there cheering him on. Martin's a heck of a racer, too. Has no problem following in his dad's footsteps. Martin's making quick time. Again, you want to push hard through those corners, but at the same time, you get kind of squirrely. You got to be careful not to tip over. We've seen several guys do that today. I think we've seen some guys slow down on the corners, being a little bit softer after our first run. We've seen a couple DNFs. His dad said, "Gas it, boy." Again, he is flying through that section right there. Oh, jumping. Oh, jumping up through the air. Got caught on a rock a little bit there, it looks like. Come on, get out the top. There he goes.
Oh.
Flying out the top.
That's one way
Yeah.
over the finish line. 68.112. Did it get colder?
I feel it's a little bit chilly. Again, that puts Martin at 9th place as of the second course, so still sitting in that top 10. Anytime you can be in that top 10, that's always a good thing.
Brandon Davis now on the line.
There we go. Mr. Davis, Cheryl's husband, as Zach likes to say. This is Cheryl's husband. Again, racing that full body Can-Am. Again, he races stock class and he races the Cup Series with that. He fixed it, yeah. He fixed it.
Good job.
Well, and it's kind of funny because it could say Razor, but next week, if it breaks, he could be racing something else. So he did, but I meant like some of our racers have multiple vehicles. So have you met Brandon?
Brandon's getting after it right now.
Have you met Brandon? Next week he could have something else. Yeah. Like he could have something else next week. He bought an RS1 on the way to a race one time. He's like, yes, I'm gonna try this out. Picked it up on the way to a race. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I
thought he won one.
I picked up some nachos on a race one time. Brandon picks up an RS1. Like I just stopped picking it up. I want to try it out.
Oh, Matt.
Like, okay.
.673. That is a second place time right now. Cody Kaysen with a 58, still sitting in the lead. Now followed by Brandon Davis with a 61, and then Justin Hoback with a 62. Casey Howell coming up to the line. And then we'll have Dylan Dowler. And then that should wrap it up.
He said, I'm starting to get hungry, Zach.
Oh, no, my phone's dying.
Yeah? Do you need an iPhone charger?
Nope, sure don't.
That's right. Silly Goose doesn't have an iPhone. Oh, my gosh.
How long has yours been plugged in?
I just plugged it in, but I also started using it like 6 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm. So did I.
Had to call and make a cell phone bill, you know. Like,
I have.
it's so cool to see all the side-by-sides down there all lined up in a row, just kind of backed in. I think they'll do the same thing tomorrow morning on the bouncers, back all the bouncers in there. I like this wrap. I like the white with the blue. It looks sharp. He's getting it. Again, coming up, taking time in the corner. It's so cool to watch him rip down that straightaway. Usually they'll come like hot and steamy into that corner there. You ever seen Bridesmaids? I shouldn't ask that on the live feed. It's a very girly movie. Oh, wow. Coming out the top. Ooh.
6'2".
Okay.
.514.
That puts him in third place. Wow. Again, it was a smoking run, which bumps Justin just out of that top three.
Dylan Dowler take it off, and this will wrap up our Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class for the day.
It is. Yeah. It is. It looked kind of like you had like a cage and maybe some doors.
Whoa, Dylan!
Launched
Getting a
the two
little
there.
rowdy coming across the bobblehead section at the bottom there.
Sometimes a bunch of those bumps are kind of smoother if you go ripping across them because your suspension doesn't have time to figure out what's going on. But I don't know if that was.
Is that how it works?
I don't know if that was the route, but he definitely made a
You
put on a good
know,
show.
there comes a point when you know that you're done racing for the day, and you're just like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm going to send it.
You're like,
I'm
it's-
just going.
We're here to party. Ooh, getting a little squirrely. It looks like they're trying to swing that back end wide. There we go, launching out. I feel like if we race a course similar to this tomorrow, it's going to be a lot of fun at Bouncers. Get her done. Launching out the top.
Seven 6.462, and we will be back with a rundown right after this.
No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
When you're serious about installing the highest quality drivetrain products designed for high horsepower and bigger tires, there's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it, knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform, built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle.
And we're back. We're going to run through our top 10 real quick before we kick off our stock class. Whenever we get on the screen. There we go. Wow, there we go. All right, coming in first place. Again, these are unofficial times for the second course of the day. So this is second course. Cody Casey coming in first. Brandon Davis with that full body coming in second. Casey Howell coming in third. Justin Holback with the four-seater coming in fourth. Jay Stortz and Daniel Heckley fifth and sixth, just squeaking out between the two. I'm sure there'll be some trash talk later. Seventh place, Scotty Harden. Eighth place, Brian Hamby. Ninth place, Clint Garrison. And 10th place is Zach Smith. Again, that is your top 10 for the second course of the day. We have to factor in points for the first and the second. That's how we get our top overall, which we'll cover later on today. But that is your second course of the day. Again, looks like they're getting all of our UTV Cup series lined up down there. It's kind of cool to see them all lined up. It's kind of neat when need them to see them all show all the side-by-sides lined up in a row. And there's a ton of spectators out there. It's warmed up a little bit, I think.
I was hoping this was going to be warm.
Yeah, or we have just gotten numb to the cold, one of the two. So,
Nope.
super excited to see. Yeah, Taylor.
Where did you get that?
Oh, like 2 weeks ago. Taylor has a heater between his legs. He's literally mounting the heater. And he's like, oh, it's super warm back here, guys. It's super, it's nice. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're riding it like a horse. What do you want to say?
That could have been said differently.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Taylor's riding his horse into a bar. Its name's Heater.
What?
He's basically riding that thing. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Have you ever seen Armageddon, the movie
Matt,
Armageddon?
There are children watching.
When he rides he's like, hey, you ever seen the one where he rides the nuclear warhead in the bar? Armageddon? No? Never seen that movie?
The Bruce Willis.
Bruce
movie?
Willis with who else is in that?
I don't know. All I know is I wish I had a space heater in this general vicinity right
dude.
now.
Yeah. 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 It's pretty warm. It worked even better when the 8 foot by 8 foot door is shut, probably. But at least you give you.
I used to live in an old house that did not have central heat and air. I had 3 of those heaters spaced out throughout my house.
Wow.
And an insanely high electric bill.
Oh, I bet. You're like, how come I have an $800 electric bill? Well, you see what happened was.
They didn't use a lot of insulation when they built
I
stuff
bet.
100 years ago. Hey, we have a question for you.
Hop up here. So, we got to give you a little pep talk when we talked about.
Wait, no. We have to ask our new.
So
we have a new question for all the drivers.
Yeah.
I'm scared to answer this one. What's it going to be?
It's harmless.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
I'd say Triceratops.
So there we go. A little
Look at
different
that
answer.
quick answer.
It was,
Yeah.
and that's not the usual.
Have you thought about this before?
No.
Oh, I've always, when you're a kid, you have a favorite dinosaur.
I didn't.
That is awesome.
You didn't have a favorite dinosaur?
Can it be a fictional dinosaur?
I
mean,
guess.
I
Y'all
feel
remember the movie The Land Before Time?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
And Littlefoot?
Yes. Littlefoot. Yep. That's like my sister's favorite movie when she was growing up.
That's awesome.
All right, back to racing.
Yeah.
As fun as the dinosaurs are. Tell us what's going on out there
Yeah.
so far
Well,
today.
So far, we didn't have so good luck.
Yeah.
Well, we've heard.
Yeah, that was
It
rough.
went kaplooey.
Yeah, right off
we,
the line.
We saw fire, but I thought maybe it was exhaust or something, and then the vehicle stopped running.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't fire
Zach
from.
came over and
He said that the piston has
Gave us
left
an
the
update.
chat.
Yeah, we have holes everywhere, it seems like.
Oh,
so it's,
man.
crazy.
The
And
last time I blew one up at Windrock a couple years ago, it had holes out the front and the back of the motor. This is the same way, so it seems like. So
Jeez.
it blew the mount off the front of the motor, off the front where the tube is. It blew the mounts off the front, so it's pretty damaged.
Could you tell immediately that you knew something was wrong, or?
I heard something when I ran up here this morning. I heard a little clicking, something. I thought it was something, transmission, something like that. So when it went, I had no idea that it was a fireball at all. I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And until somebody beside me said, "You were on fire," and I looked around. They're like, "Hold on, it's out." So it was out before it was.
Yeah.
I could do anything.
Yeah.
I couldn't even pull my pin to let my.
Yeah,
My
it did.
fire
We
suppression
saw
go.
it kind of smoke a little. We saw like a couple
Yeah.
little puffs of fire, but it quit right about the time. You're still kind of rolling up the hill a little bit,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure.
So when was the last time that you raced that test subject?
It was about middle of the year last year.
Yeah.
So at Hollerwood is when I won Paul's buggy. He brought it to me at Hollerwood.
Yeah.
So I had both buggies there, and I ran it for the Bounty course on Saturday. So, that's the last time it ran. We had some shims in it that needed to be smaller shims, and I had a steering pump that was going out. And then once I won Paul's car, the attention got more on the Can-Am. Because that's when I got 859 to originally build me the test subject buggy, we contemplated on building a Can-Am. And
Just because of the power plant, or?
the way the RPMs spool, I like that higher in the
yep.
RPMs. If I can get it to come off the line like I want it to, I just like that.
Yeah.
I like the 3 rods in the back, the radius rods. I feel like it's a little bit more stable. The double shear knuckles in the front.
Yep.
So there's some things that are just better than the Razors are, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they were trying to do me such a favor and build a chassis for me that I didn't want to add complication.
Yeah.
They built several Razors, and they had just built Wade's rental car.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was easier to just go ahead and do it.
Oh, yeah,
Razor. But once I got that chassis, I really wanted to try the Can-Am for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's good. Got Pepsi and Coke, you can really kind of dial them, see what you like, what you don't like. It's
Right.
kind of nice.
Well, and with this one, not steering, the turning radius wasn't very good, so the Can-Am was the better solution.
Yeah.
So, who we got? Oh, the one's off the line here.
This is Isaac King.
Yep. I guess, is this the dad? Is he filling in for his son?
From what we could tell, yeah.
Because I thought it was the son earlier, and somebody said, well, that's – because I said his sister's running. And
Yes.
They said, no, it's not his sister. That's
I think it's
the
their dad.
And I
Yes.
was like, oh.
Isaac. Yeah, I believe
Okay.
Nathan is
I think he couldn't get off work.
son that raced with us at Windrock.
Yeah.
I assumed it was a dad. He looked old enough to be a dad, so that's why I assumed it was dad and daughter. And her brother, they look very young, so I was kind of like, okay, that's dad and daughter, whatever.
Right. They are pretty young, I think.
Yeah, they look, young. I should say younger. So
he's doing really well though for not.
Oh,
I don't know how much
yeah.
time he's had in this buggy, but
yeah. Again, I like the wrap too, the good old Dukes of Hazzard wrap. So it's pretty awesome.
oh yeah, that's always glad to see. Any tribute to Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Brandon kind of had that going on his buggy, all
Yeah.
his buggies for the last couple years, but He's straight up Dixie.
Get her done out the top. See what kind of time we got.
So now that we got a little time in between runs here, so everybody out there that's watching this that has to say we could do that in our whatever.
Yes.
So this Jeep Cherokee is stock.
Okay,
100% stock.
That was going to be our next question we talked about. Obviously, side-by-sides are fun and all.
Yep.
But tell us about the stock class.
So when we went to Wheeling in Country, we raced the race. And then after the race, Chris Hickman said, well, the Browders didn't get a chance to come. Anybody want to run a beater? And I was like, oh,
yes.
Right here.
Yes, we love that.
So I didn't have a clue what it was until I went around the turn, and it's a Ford Festiva.
Okay.
And with like 34 horsepower, and I had an absolute blast.
On a good day. On a good day.
That's right. And so after that, I saw this. Dan and I were talking at Windrock, and I said, I saw a Jeep on Marketplace the other day. I considered buying just to run the VIN class.
Yeah.
I said, oh, man, that would be awesome. I said, well, if you buy it, I'll run with you.
Heck yeah.
That's for hill too, not overall.
So we got to talking. Here's Madison, is the daughter.
This is Madison King coming up the line.
Yep.
I really like her wrap. I like the white with the kind of the
Yeah.
neon pink and neon green, kind of that 90s kind of vibe.
Yeah,
you know?
that Mad Dog Racing. That's her vibes. They all got shirts and everything with her racing on it.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah.
And it was so funny at Windrock. Her and her brother kind of raced over to Bree, and the first question was instantly, who won? Who was faster, me and my brother? That was like
awesome.
Immediately that cornered Bree to ask who was faster.
That's awesome.
Which was super cool, I thought. It's like they didn't care who else they beat. They only wanted to ask about their sibling.
A competition inside of a competition is always interesting.
So you got this Jeep Cherokee.
Yep, we got this Jeep, and we actually went up a little north of Cincinnati, picked it up, come back home. It's a stock Jeep. It's actually a Grand Cherokee.
Okay.
Which is not as good as the Next J, of course.
Yes.
But it's got the V8 in it, so super grip. Sponsored some tires for it, of course. And so we got super grip tires on it, and Bryant Dunnigan of Rock Life kicked in some harnesses for us to be safe in it, and so that's it. We're running the heck out of it. So
I like it.
All you guys that can climb these hills, bring your Jeeps out and get in this VIN class, because it's a ball of fun.
And I heard you're driving the first class, right?
First course. Hill.
First course?
Yeah. And I think Dan was live on TikTok.
Yes.
For the first hill.
I seen him inside. I said, he's probably like on Snapchat or something right now.
He was very quiet. And I was like, Dan, are you okay? We got to top hill. I said, Dan, are you okay? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. I think he was. Okay. I think he was concentrating on filming the best.
Yes, I'm sure.
Videography.
78.257 for Madison. I'll have to keep an eye out and see where Dan posts that.
Yes, I will. I'm sure he was doing like a live on TikTok or something.
I don't really TikTok, so I don't really know much about it. But I'm sure I think he was live on it. So
that is awesome.
I'll watch a few videos on it, but I encourage everybody that has a beater, to get out here and race this VIN class.
And that's kind of what we were talking about, why you guys are racing. I'm like, literally, these vehicles look pretty much stockish. I know the full-ton Chevy, he kind of built it. They spent a little time, really invested some time and money investing and building it. But we've seen a lot of guys in Jeeps, Cherokees, Jeep Wranglers. You can pick those up for $500. I just bought one for me, and Bree did a little racing with this year.
Yep.
My brother talked about coming out and doing some racing. So, picking up, I got about $500 in a 1996 Grand Cherokee, just because that way it's coils front and rear.
Sure.
Maybe put a little lift on it at some point.
Yep.
4600 class for the Ultra 4 guys can run up to a 35-inch DOT tire. Where with Clyde Series, you can run up to a 38-inch DOT tire. So we were talking about putting a 35-inch DOT on there, going out and having some fun. And again, that's kind of what the VIN class is all about, coming out, having fun, and having a good time. Getting this is Spencer Grindstaff here, making quick work of the second course.
Yeah. Spencer had to put a new roof on his buggy after the Bounty Hill at the Big Meats run last weekend. So they've had a little work to do for them, but he's got his buggy.
I didn't see any of that. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think he slid back down the hill quite a far distance.
Ooh.
Yeah, that Bounty Hill was a little tough, I guess. I didn't see it. The Viager was hard enough. That's all rocks, horrible. I bent the Can-Am up pretty bad over there on it.
Yeah.
Drive shaft came off of it, so we were trying to climb it in two-wheel drive, but there's like 15,000 people there, so you don't just give up. Really.
Yes.
I mean,
67.730 for Spencer Grindstaff.
Yeah, it was super neat. I went over there for a little bit. We were doing some stuff at Mid-American. We went over there and kind of watched. I went to Big Meats Run 15 years ago, probably, with just a Cherokee. Went down and went down there. Me and my brother, my dad, and a buddy. We all took some Cherokees and some side by sides. Went down and just hung around, sit around and watch guys just hit Viagra and Cialis and 3 or 4 other hills down there that were just a good time. And that's kind of the cool thing about Big Meats is it's free. Everybody comes down, hangs out. It's a good time.
So they said they've been doing it for 22 years.
Really?
That's what he said when he was there the other day.
I mean, it was kind of a big deal when we went 10, 12 years ago, something like that. So, but
Travis Cooper.
Yep, this is Travis Cooper.
That's a super grip teammate of mine.
Yeah?
As well. Yeah. A few of us out here.
I know the Rock Life guys. There's quite a few Rock Life guys
Yeah.
just because Rock Life helps out so much with side-by-sides. I know Dan Carter runs a bunch of their stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and helping out with sponsoring the full body class
Yes,
too. So,
yeah.
I think he's trying to encourage people to come out and race with us as
and
well. all the
that's
time.
one reason I love watching our stock class, UTV stock class, and our event class. It's like, just get your – and I started out when I started racing my big bouncer. Me and my brother and Sean Cross put a team together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I couldn't afford to race time-wise or financially-wise to race the whole season. So we came out, we all got our turn, we all got to do some racing. It was a blast, and obviously once you get hooked, it's
hard to get away from.
Pretty addicting, but
I mean, it's really hard to get away from it. I mean, and it takes so much time. You know that. I mean, a lot of us are very fortunate to be self-employed, but being self-employed and coming home and working a long day and coming home and trying to work on your race rig to get it ready for the weekend is tough. So
getting Travis Cooper there, making quick work
Nice.
of that. See what his time is.
it's a good time.
Yeah. A Proca wheel, it sounds like. Isaac, you said?
65.263 for Travis Cooper. Fastest time right now on course 2. This is the RCV Axle Unlimited class. We are only a little ways into our list of drivers for course 2 right now, so still plenty to go. And then, of course, we've got our VIN class after that.
Yeah, did we run same order? We're going to flip-flop the order.
I think she was still going to let you go first since you volunteered.
So, yeah,
And the other two flip-flop?
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
But that's a Garian question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Honestly-
wondering because we're leading now, I think, by point or by time, I think. So I'm just trying to wait it out to see if I needed to take the shorter run up the other hill.
Yes.
We could pull it up real quick. So, Wyatt Wilson, 82.
Nice.
82.74. Don was at an 89, and John was at a 90.
Man, if we could have got that thing to downshift over on this long hill, we could have actually made some real time, but it would not downshift.
You can hear it kind of like, when you're racing a bone stock vehicle, there's not a lot of mods,
I just kept pushing on the gas thinking it's going to go ahead and downshift, and I didn't manually pull it down, why I didn't, I don't know, because, I've had all this time driving this Grand Cherokee around, which is all of about 25 seconds before we got in it today.
Yeah.
We actually, Josh Lewis from 859 put me a drive shaft in it last night. Last night he came and picked it up from my house so he could hold it over here for me to get it here for me because I got race buggy and a 4-seater in our enclosed. And so we weren't even sure that the front axle was even good because it didn't have a drive shaft when he bought it. And
that's
so
awesome.
I said, hopefully it's good. So, yeah, Derek Schaefer looking good here.
Yeah, Derek Schaefer looking awesome. Again, that blue kind of stands out there.
Yeah, that's DC's old
I
buggy.
was just going to say, it looks like a DC Thompson chassis.
Yeah, it is. I think DC
They always
actually,
have that same shape.
It
to
does.
them.
It is. It's kind of neat.
It's like rounded on the top and then just kind of short.
I talked to DC a little bit about his new chassis, and he said, well, it's a little more stout in the front end. I had broke some stuff last year, so we built a little heavy-duty.
Yeah, he's got it double X'd up front.
Yeah.
To try to keep anything from tweaking around over there. That's the hard part about these things. Man.
Yeah.
That front end takes so much abuse.
I'm sure. What was that?
69.274.
2.7.
Or Derek Schaefer. I think
see.
Tyler Young is up next.
It's hard to see from the back of the buggy. You
Yeah.
can't tell which one's getting ready to go.
Especially when they're all blue.
Yeah, when we watched the first race last year, when we were actually still finishing up my chassis at 859, we were sitting there watching on the live feed, and it seemed like I don't remember what it was, and all the buggies were black and blue. I was like, we're gonna have to do something different.
Yep.
So that's when we went all blue.
Good. This is Tyler Young coming up the line here with that pretty teal color, kind of a light Tiffany blue.
Yeah, that RSC chassis. There's been several people race it, and they'd never changed the look of the buggy. It seems like I think so. It's
Again, slowing down for that corner. We've seen a couple guys roll over today. Bree talked a little bit about that this morning. Guys, you want to push as hard as you can going into that corner But at the same time, if you roll over, it's going to cost you a whole lot more time. So
I think that section right down there that they just came through there, once you come down and make that turn, it's really rough through there. Yeah.
Yeah, he slowed way down for it.
It's rough through there, man. It will actually jar you so bad it's hard to
That's
see
why
to
I
make the
named it
turn.
Bobblehead. You can watch
Yeah.
as people are coming across,
It's
see their
rough.
head going back and forth in there.
We've seen a handful of these guys go up on that second rock, go above, and we've seen a couple guys cut below. Is there a benefit one way or the other?
Well, I saw Tim go around and below it.
I did. Him and Brandon, I think, both did. Everybody else went above it.
My plan was to try to just jump the top rock and get to the second rock. Like DC, if you watch DC, he went over the top of the rock, and I think him coming off that rock was the best approach for going through those little whoops that they made with the dozer. But I didn't make it that far, so.
Oh, he's got to turn and get out the top there.
There he
Oh,
goes.
man.
Nice.
73.631.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh, man, it's so hard to figure out where you're at in this course.
Okay.
I guess he got off course a little bit, and they were talking about it, timers, trying to see if he needed to be penalized or not. But I don't think he got any advantage, right?
No,
so they're gonna.
And that's one thing a lot of times we'll look at. If guys do somehow veer off course, especially the first thing we look at is if somebody knows they went off course and they back up, obviously that's not an advantage.
That's right.
And if somebody goes off course, if you're going down two hills, you have two left turns followed by two right turns. It's pretty much the same course.
Sometimes it gets a little confusing.
It is, and we do a really
too.
good job. Luckily, there's a lot of people that do a really good job of putting the flags out and taping everything off, because that way, when you're in a buggy, whether it be a small bouncer or a big bouncer, either one, when you're flying and
in race speed,
your adrenaline's pumping, and and you see a flag, but half the time you're already way past where you should have turned anyway.
Well, and it's
like,
one
is
thing.
that the flag I was supposed to turn out or the next one?
Yeah, and the thing is, like Mike Tyson famously said, everybody has a plan until you get hit in the face. Well, you have a good plan, but once you get a rock bouncer, the buggy does something you don't anticipate, your plan goes out the window, and you're kind of just trying to manage the damage at that point.
Well, and it's a little easier to see when Clyde's telling us, in the driver's meeting, he's like, oh, you go around the RCV flag, and then you go around the race line flag. Well, that's fine and all dandy, but if they're all black, they all just look like black flags when you're trying to go
and when
fast.
they're whizzing by you.
Or blowing in the wind, you can't determine which is which.
Get his Clay Cason.
This is Clay, yeah.
Some of the Casons out there rocking around today.
He was having a little problem with his, I think I was trying to get him in the limp mode earlier.
It sounded kind of like it
seemed
cut
like
it out a
that
little
when
bit.
it was going up the hill.
They said they thought that the fuel pedal, the pedal, the gas pedal, was sending the wrong signal. So it's obvious he's rolling now, so it's obvious he's got it fixed.
He is absolutely flying.
I told him to take it off my buggy, and then I think DC's robbed some parts off my buggy since it's not mobile anymore. It's become the parts machine.
Since it's incapacitated.
Yes, that's right.
Well, that's nice of you to help everybody else out with it then.
He is flying.
He's ripping, man. I've been really impressed with both of these Casey boys.
Absolutely. We talked a little bit about that. About both of them have come out and really kind of hammered down. So.
Absolutely on fire. I mean, if they're giving it all they got every time, it's obvious.
Now that's more of what we expected to see from Clay.
Yeah.
Than that first run.
And again.
Oh, yeah, you definitely know that there was an issue with the buggy, because a little bit that I've seen him run this year, it's been full throttle every time.
57.680. That is the fastest time so far for course 2 here in the RCB Axle UTV Cup.
Yeah, that puts him in first place. Travis Cooper's in second with a 65. Isaac King is third with 66. Again, we got a huge class here. I mean, we got almost 20 drivers in this class. So
and more full bodies than cup classes, which is what we're trying to do. Cool. Here comes Daniel Callahan here. He's on Super Grip team too. Come on, Daniel.
Travis.
Travis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Daniel was working until 2 o'clock in the morning. I think he had to go home, work on the buggy a little bit before they came here. So it's like, hopefully he doesn't fall asleep while he's out here on the course racing.
Yeah.
Since he's been up all night working on it and coming here to race.
I love that his teal's pretty close to mine. And his name's Callahan, so it's calloused on this.
Right.
I think that's such a cool name. I always like hearing the backstories of a guy's name, like tunnel vision because he makes train tunnels. So that hearing the backstory of how a lot of buggies get their name is super cool, I think. So
well, and they didn't want to. They wanted to build a hydro steer buggy, but they wanted to just go ahead and get in racing and try to see how it went.
Yeah.
And they said this buggy, this is Wesley Gatlin's old machine, so. They said this buggy's been through a lot of people, and it's been rode really really rough, and so that's a good name for it, too.
Oh, no! Man, that stinks. Again, you see the rescue crews walking over to him, and I think he was right. He had to go another 10 or 12 feet down and go up the next lip.
Close.
So that stinks.
That's what happens when you're going for it, though,
Man,
Unfortunately, that's
yeah.
the thing.
Oh, man.
He was literally 20 feet from the finish line and had a smoking time going.
He got tired and just laid over.
It did.
Well, it's like Wade was out here pre-running. He didn't run hardly much, but the little bit he did run, he busted a wheel.
Yeah, I couldn't. That was crazy.
And I think they actually hustled one down here from Adrenaline Cycles and got him one.
Well, I seen them over. They came over and borrowed a generator, fired it up so they could air up a tire.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
So,
whatever he needs. This thing, he's going to.
Yeah, him and Chris were over here with the air compressor and using the generator.
Nothing surprised me
hauling
with those
tires
guys.
over.
Not a thing surprised me with him.
I love Wade's. He's always like, I like that Chris Hickman.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's his podium speech. We're like, you have to say a little bit more than that. He's like,
he should thank his mom because she takes care of everything.
Yeah.
And now it's Mahaley's job.
Yeah,
So she's acquired all that responsibility.
That's true. Now he thinks his wife and Chris Hickman.
Now, hey, that plays into what we said earlier, that there should be some sort of feature done on the wives and girlfriends
Absolutely.
Which
of
would be
the
cool.
race world.
Here comes Matt Buxton. But if it wasn't for Tasha, I would never have clothes or socks or like. There's been a number of times I packed my own stuff and I get to somewhere and I'm like, "What happened to my socks?" She's like, "I don't know. Did you put any in?" I'm like.
We're like, you mean they don't just jump in the bag on
Yeah.
their own?
I didn't really realize this was my responsibility this time.
That's funny. He's like, would I rather have socks or clothes?
We depend on them so much.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. The other night I called her. I was like, babe, I'm going to Cincinnati tonight. She's like, okay, what time? I'm like, I'm leaving now. She's like, can I ask why? Or should I ask why?
Should I ask? That's usually the bigger factor is, should I ask why?
I said, I'm going to get a Jeep. She said, for what?
He said, this little VIN class thing, it's going to be awesome.
Like, it's going to be great. Just trust me.
So Dan's driving in the VIN class later today. I'm excited to see that. Like, that should be a good time.
So, yeah, he was very quiet on Hill 1, but I think it was because he was filming.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So,
which will come out great in TikTok videos. So.
Oh, yeah.
I see Zach down there goofing off, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah, always. Always.
Yeah, being ornery and silly.
I wish we had another 4-point harness we could put Zach in the back.
Oh, my gosh.
And he could commentate
on
what we're doing while we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't care. I love Zach. He's the best.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
He always calling everybody whatever. So it's just,
and that's the thing. Like with Zach, I've learned just let it go. If he starts making, just let it go because you respond, it's only going to get worse.
If he knows it bothers you,
it's not going to go
much
well.
trouble.
Yeah, I just laugh it off. And people who don't know Zach, like, man, that guy's really mean. I've had people like commentate on on my videos. Man, that guy now he's really mean. I was like, no, you have to meet him. He's one of the nicest guys you've ever meet. He would do anything for anybody. I know some of the stuff he's done for DC and some other racers who needed help getting vehicles to different places. He jumped in, hauled them, never even asked for so much as gas money. Yeah. He is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And on the outside, he seems like, he's always teasing guys and stuff, but
but the sass is strong.
Oh, my goodness. It's dialed up to 100.
Here comes Matt.
All right, Matt Buxton.
Zach's done so many occupations, too.
Oh,
yeah. We were just down there earlier. He's like, I haven't guarded a door in a while or been the doorman for a while. Or something. There's no telling what all he's done in life. Tow business and everything else, too. So
The railroad, I think, is what he started.
Is that what he started doing?
Yeah.
Really?
Like emergency response.
Oh, okay.
The railroad?
I did not know that part. He has Tasha convinced that he was a volleyball player.
Oh, yeah.
In college, and literally,
college.
His wife is telling Tasha, no, he wasn't, and she's saying, yes, he was.
Yes.
And I said,
no.
She said, he's so convincing, and I said, babe, he was not on. She's like, didn't you see him in the pool at Visions? He was spiking the ball. I said, babe, he was not on a volleyball.
He's a professional storyteller. That's what.
Again, Matt's flying through. Well, again, Matt kind of took that Tim Cameron line where he dropped down before the rock, which set him up for a straight shot all the way out. So Again, now trying to make quick work of this dirt hill section.
I gotta say, I do miss the trunk train wrap.
Yes, yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
Well, this is the rental buggy, though.
It was just so
So this was
distinctive.
Wade's.
Yeah.
So the trunk train may still be alive somewhere.
Somebody might still have
Because
it,
he
huh?
sold that buggy to somebody else, and I think the wrap was still on it. So,
73.554.
all right, guys, I'm going to go get ready for this VIN
All
class.
right, yeah, I said you're about up. I said
But-
we got about half dozen drivers left, I think.
Everybody out there, you better come and bring a VIN class and come and race with us. It's obviously going to be easy to do that with any vehicle that has
Yes.
any modifications whatsoever.
Any. You literally could do this with any. You could bring a bone stock vehicle out here and race.
There's a tracker out here
Yeah.
and a Jeep out here that are all stock suspension. So,
Yeah.
And here comes Wade, guys.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right, guys.
See you, Wyatt.
Again, this is Wade running right now. He's going to try to put it down.
Oh,
Come on.
Wade.
Bicycle. He's going to be the fastest time. He's going to be. He's absolutely just blazing through this.
Look at him go.
He is. He's getting warmed up for tomorrow. And Wade's racing for Thomas Lohr.
He's just whipping
He
those
is
corners.
flying.
After DNF on hill
Yeah.
1.
Oh, come on. That's a great shot of him just literally cornering
Wild
him.
man, Wade Good right now.
I think he spent more time this round on 2 wheels than he has on 4. Racing that Paul Wolf Can-Am. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. Oh, my goodness.
What?
He lit. Wow,
Okay, he finished without the
5.7.372.
steering wheel attached, and he still had the fastest time.
Yeah, I seen him holding something, but I couldn't quite tell what it was. And then as he hit that last jump, you could see the circle part of it. I'm like, he's holding the steering
To
wheel.
quote Thomas Lear,
Yes.
what in tarnation?
Yes, you know what? That's pretty great. Dude, that is awesome. Again, fastest time by Thomas Lohr / Wade Good with a 57.372. Scoreboard is up. There we go. Again, Thomas Lohr, which is actually Wade Good, sitting in first place. Again, he was absolutely flying through there. On cornering, literally on 2 wheels, uphill and downhill. Clay Kaysen sitting in second. Travis Cooper sitting in third. Isaac King sitting in fourth. Spencer Grindstaff sitting in fifth. Derek Schaefer sitting in sixth. Matt Buckton in seventh. Tyler Young in eighth. And Madison King in ninth. Daniel Calhoun had a DNF, had a rollover right 10 feet before the finish line with that Callus buggy. So, again, we're about halfway through our drivers. We got 10 done. We got about 10 more to go. I think all 20 are going to be racing the second course. I know we had a few guys DNF the first. Hopefully everybody's able to get theirs back together. Well, I know we had a few guys that were piecing them back together. All right, sounds like we got Brandon Davis on the line. He's taking off. Zach said he literally drove the wheel off of it. I think that's true. Again, Brandon flying through there. He's not the player trader. Again, like I said,
He's taking the bottom.
took that bottom line. What the cool part is see right here, he's lined up straight. As soon as they come down around that corner, they're lined up straight to go uphill. And I think maybe that has added a little bit of time. So, again, it's kind of nice to see some strategy come into play, picking some different lines that help. And Clyde, the areas that he can, he'll let the hill be a little bit bigger. And that way it gives the racers who take time and walk the course, it gives them a little advantage because they do have kind of a plan going into it. Again, launching out the top there.
$64.399. Cooper Bentley off the line.
Also not in a Polaris RZR. Yeah, that's okay. Again, next week he could be a Polaris RZR. Yeah, I tell people, I'm just a pretty face, you know?
Cooper had a third place finish on course 1.
So he's going to be pushing hard to try to, again, he dropped down to that bottom Tim Cameron line down there. So I think Timmy was the first guy I saw go down and do that bottom line. So we'll see if that a lot of guys trend to follow. Again, when you're trying to pick up just a really small amount of time. I mean, kind of just wheeling up this hill. Out the top.
.242. Wade Good has the fastest time with a 57.3 right now, followed closely by Clay Kaysen with a 57.6. Tim Cameron on the line. Let's see if he's able to beat that 57.3 from Wade. I mean, Wade was hauling, though.
Flying.
I don't know how much more time can be scraped off of that or not.
Yeah, I don't either.
Timmy's definitely going to try. Whipping around that rock to go to the bottom line.
We only saw 1 or 2 drivers take that bottom line in the first course, but it looks like almost all of them are taking it on the second one. Again, that's the kind of the benefit of going later in the run. You can kind of view what some of the other guys are doing, maybe see what the faster time is. He's hustling. Out the top. .57.601. Oh my gosh. That's 3 drivers with a 57. Wow.
Wade still in the lead with a 57.3. Then
Tim Cameron.
Timmy with a 57.60. Then Clay Kaysen with a 57.68.
That's a tight top 3.
That's crazy.
We still got about 6 to go. We'll see. We'll see how it puts them out. DC Thompson on the line. Again, he's racing a new chassis. He literally got it put together. Like yesterday, they were still putting parts on it, so brand new chassis. He had a smoking time on course 1. We're going to see if he can't come out and end up on the podium for today. Again, they kind of heavy duty built up that front end a little bit, make it a little stronger, for blast and stuff. DC kind of jumping right over the middle. We haven't seen a ton of guys do that. I think he was the only one we saw in the first course. Again, absolutely just flying down that straightaway. Come on, get up there. Out the top he goes.
.313.
Wow.
For DC Thompson.
Again, flying time. That gave him 4th place. Puts him at 4th place on the second course. I think he was at third, I think, for the first course of the day. So that might put him on the podium. We'll see. Again, we got a few guys to go that are pretty fast still. So
looks like Clint Garrison and Tyler Bradley are going to wrap things up for us today. Clint Garrison out there on the course now. Wrap things up for the UTV Cup class.
Clint Garrison, the 427 race crew.
You got it, Matt. I'm so
7.
proud.
7. I got 7. 7. Have you have friends? You watch Friends? 7. Yeah, Travis Skelton's old rig. Again, he put it on quite a few podiums. Travis, a heck of a racer. Went and raced King of Hammers this year with Paul Wolf. I think they finished 8th or 10th this year at the King of Hammers with the Can-Am and the UTV class.
I believe Savannah said that Clint lost his brakes on course 1 after the big rock.
Wow.
And then what'd she say? He broke a wheel?
Broke a wheel, yeah. So I'm not sure what they exactly. Oh, man. Had a great run going. Dang it. Hate to see that. Man.
75.313. All right, Tyler Bradley is going to finish out course 2 here for the RCV Axle Unlimited class. And then we still have our VIN class following after this, so don't go anywhere. Shelby said that Paul and Travis finished 3rd.
3rd, okay, 3rd.
Yeah, awesome.
3rd, that's right. Yeah, again, that's awesome to see him out there dominating. Again, this is Tyler Bradley racing right now. He's been racing with us for a while. He's one of our seasoned drivers. Oh, almost missed the turn. Was flying along that straightaway. Again, as you've seen a couple drivers kind of take your time, make smart choices at the bottom of the hill. You know, you're going from a downhill section into an extremely bumpy section, so...
I don't think we had any rollovers on course 2 for either class. Apparently everybody learned where they needed to check up on the first course.
Yeah, I think
after half a dozen rollovers.
Yeah, after you watch a few guys roll over, you go, you know what? Shaving that extra millisecond off, maybe not the best thing to do. Again, zooming down the straightaway there. And you have to go up a hill and then kind of turn and go like on a road right there, and then go up another hill, and then turn, drive like the last 20 feet, and then go up the last hill. So, kind of cool. Out the top. $69.911. All right.
For Tyler Bradley, we will be right back with a rundown after this.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerfly XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
When you're serious about installing the highest quality drivetrain products designed for high horsepower and bigger tires, there's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it, knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform, built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle.
No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb, When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
All right, and we're back. On the screen is the top 10 for the second course of the UTV Cup Series. Again, Thomas Lohr had Wade Good running for him, and Wade Good set the fastest time on two wheels, basically, with a 57.37. Tim
with
Cameron.
no wheel.
Yeah, with no, literally finishing the course with no steering wheel. Tim Cameron came in second place, just squeaked in right behind him with a 57.60. Clay Kaysen, again, those Kaysen brothers stayed tearing it up, 57.68. DC Thompson with his new chassis coming in fourth. Cooper Bentley coming in fifth. Brandon Davis, full body, sixth. Travis Cooper coming in seventh. Isaac King coming in eighth. Spencer Grindstaff, ninth. And then Derek Schaefer was 10th. And that's your top 10 for the UTV Cup Series. On the second course, again, that's just the second course. That is not for the overall course for the course for the day. That's just the second course, unofficially. We're getting ready to kick off VIN class. I see the VIN guys already down there. Get them all lined up. Kick that off here shortly, and then that will wrap us up for today. Get all my VIN class times ready to go.
It looks like, are they lined up in the order that they're going? Are they lined up in the order that they're going? So they're running the opposite order of what they're lined up as. Okay.
Something like that. Who went first? It was Wyatt and then
Dawn.
And then John.
Yeah.
Now we're doing John and then Dawn.
Okay.
Okay.
Wyatt's still going first.
You guys mentioned the highway to the hill at all? I know I didn't really give you anything. This week,
Okay. Again, what they're talking about there is Highway to the
You
Hill
wanna
with
talk
Nick.
about it tomorrow?
Cash
Come
LaCroix's
on.
video's coming up tomorrow.
Sunday.
And Sunday.
We'll have Nick on here and talk about it tomorrow.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm sure. When I got a race, it'd be
Yeah.
perfect time to have Nick hop up here and chat.
Yep.
Be a good time. Have him come
Good
fill
thinking,
in.
Matt.
Yeah. I'll come up with a good idea every once in a while, you know. Even a broken clock's right twice a day, you know. Yeah, I'm not wrong. Not wrong there. You know, I'm just saying.
So you're a broken clock.
I didn't say I was a broken clock. I just simply said even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut
Well,
once in a while.
Yeah. But
Would you rather be a
that's-
broken clock or a blind squirrel?
I would rather be a broken clock.
All right.
I'm still right twice a day. Blind squirrel?
Hey,
Yeah.
Garion.
That's a rough life.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Yeah, what's your favorite dinosaur?
This is our new interview question.
Yes. It's going to be our favorite.
Is it raining?
It sprinkled a little bit. I felt it.
Rude.
Yeah.
What's the ones in Jurassic Park where they're like trained like dogs and he'd just be like
The one that did what?
the ones where he's standing in the middle of the
Yeah. The little mini T-Rexes, basically. She likes velociraptors.
I think all of our fire crews think we're done racing for the day because they have all started leaving. I'm like, we still have one more race to go.
They'll find out.
All right, Dan and Wyatt. Dan is driving. Wyatt Wilson, the passenger seat. Dan Carter with the Rock Life Off-Road Group.
Oh, man, this is going to be good.
Again, that's going to be an exciting run. Trying to make sure our course is clear for these guys. John and Don.
Dan, Don, and John.
Yeah, Dan, Don, and John.
That's enough to confuse anybody.
Again, you can see the heavily modified. Oh, wait, nope, just kidding. It's stock. Jeep Cherokee sitting in the starting gate. As for those of you
I was
who
like, what?
No,
What are you talking about?
For those of you thinking like, hey, I want to do that, but I don't have a crazy souped up rig. That's okay. They put some stickers on this one, so you know.
That counts as souped up.
Yeah,
oh,
you know.
yeah, we can do that.
They put some tires
we'll
on
soup it up all day.
They put some 30. What do you say? 32s, 33s, some 31s. He said they rub a little.
Dan Carter.
It's like
and Wyatt Wilson. That's a dangerous combination.
Oh, I can only imagine. Two side by side wheelmen in a bone stock Jeep. Like, what could go wrong? It looked like they're getting a little air coming off that jump. That's awesome. They're like dropping in, like crashing. That's awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
They're going to have whiplash.
Come on.
Do they have their Hans on in there?
Yeah. That is awesome. That is so awesome. You can see the GoPro.
Oh, I
mounted
thought
on
he was going for the rock for a second.
So did I. I said you can see a GoPro mounted on, I think, one on top and one on the front wheel.
Oh, my gosh.
I think he ripped off the inner fender there. I seen some plastic come flying off.
Something hanging over there.
There we go. Listen to it roar.
Oh.
There we go. That
See
is
if they
awesome.
can get it to downshift this time.
That is awesome.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh. You got to steer.
That is awesome. That's just
man.
good times.
He's all over the place.
Dana's having a ball, I promise you.
78.690 for Dan and Wyatt. Oh, my gosh.
That is awesome.
Looks like John Russell pulling to the line, and Bill's in there with him again.
In his newer tracker.
It's an 03, so compared to the others,
yeah.
it is newer.
Newer. Well, the older Geo trackers are actually made by Geo, and then Chevy bought it, so now the newer ones are made by Chevy. So there's a Chevy tracker and a Geo tracker.
Aha.
So he's zooming off the line. Again, they're going a little bit farther down than the side-by-sides, which is awesome. You can hear that ripping.
This is Granny Annie.
Granny Annie.
Can't forget to mention that. My Red Bull tastes really dusty.
Yeah? I wonder why. Wonder why. Yes. Bill and his buddy are in there.
All right, come on, Granny Annie.
Having a good time. Just getting out there. Doing a little racing.
I still feel like it'd be really hard to moderate your driving if you're used to racing anything else, because you're either going to be poking along afraid to
break it,
or
be wide
trying
open,
to drive it like a bouncer and you
destroy it.
will break it.
You can see him bobbleheading in there, just bouncing.
I don't know about you, Matt, but sometimes after Dad and I had been like racing for a weekend, then we'd get in our daily drivers, because we talk about this, and I drive like a Mazda sedan. So let me get this time. 83.707. But we'd have the instinct to try and drive like my car, then like I was driving the Avenger, like, I can hop that curb. Or like, I'll just kind of drift this corner or gas it on the corner. I'm like, wait a second. I'm on the road now in my Mazda.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Do you ever have that happen to you?
The good news is my daily driver currently is a 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee, so I can kind of drift a little bit or hit a curb. It's not too bad. I did just get new tires put on it, so I'm not going to drift too much, but...
Don Curtis. Yeah, I was driving my car with 2 feet one time, too, like I would in the Avenger.
Yeah.
And I was like, something feels weird. What am I doing? And then I realized it.
You're like, I can't do this.
Like, wait, what?
You're like, that's...
My brain.
Yeah. Again, Don Curtis was at our first race this season. He was in the stock class with us. They started building this truck right after Thanksgiving. They started working on it. Pretty much have worked on it nonstop, so super great to see them out there racing again. He said give a shout-out to his brother who helped do a bunch of the welding on it. Again, that's a full-body, 1-ton pickup truck. So that is what I love seeing out here. I'm so happy to see you got a big old 1-ton truck, just having a good time. Come out, do some racing, and hear that motor roar. The other one's like put, 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 put. Hearing him, you could hear him just ripping. Get up there. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Let her eat.
There we go.
$7.6.515. That's the fastest time for course 2 in the VIN class right now. That was Don Curtis.
And we'll be right back after these messages.
You're serious about installing the highest quality drivetrain products designed for high horsepower and bigger tires, there's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it, knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform, built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle.
And we're back as it's starting to sprinkle. It's starting to sprinkle. That's cool. It's just a little rain.
All right, so for our 3 contenders in the VIN class, Don Curtis had the fastest time with a 76.5. Then Dan Carter and Wyatt Wilson with a 78.6. And John Russell with Bill Blaisdell with an 83.7. Fun to see some of those guys teaming up out there.
It is super cool. So that's all of our racing for us today. We're going to do the podium here in a second, shortly after that. And then tomorrow we have side-by-side bounty. We have big rock bouncers. We have youth class. We got RC.
RCs.
We have a little bit of everything tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a little warmer. We'll see. So we will shut down. I think we'll start around 9. Drivers meetings usually 9. We kick off the live shoot 9:30, 10-ish, somewhere in there.
And we are on Eastern time.
Yes.
So don't forget. But we will see you guys then. Thanks for watching.
See you tomorrow.